All right. Hey there, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Parker Smith.
I'm Braeden Kettinger.
And yeah, so tonight's going to be a great game. We got the Frenchtown North Knights versus the St. Charles West Warriors. It's going to be a great game. Braeden, go ahead and give us a little rundown of what this game's going to look like.
Yeah, so this is an important one for FHN. They sit at 4-3 currently, coming off a big victory over North Point on the road this Tuesday, in which senior Kendra Swope put up 14. She's starting to get in the swing of things, starting off the season a little slow, but as of late been a little bit better on the scoring surge. Speaking of scoring surges, Addie Jones, sophomore, she has been carrying the load on offense. She's averaging 9.6 a game, leading scorer. And then Alicia Hun, guard, senior. She has also been the defensive lockdown for this team as of late. So, yeah, they look to build on Tuesday's win.
Good to know, man. Good to know. So, all right. So, obviously, on paper, the records don't look for St. Charles West. The record hopefully does not reflect their play style, as they are 1-6 right now. But, I mean, like, are there any standout names on this team? Is there anybody that North has to worry about it all tonight? Or
number 24, Alex Nicastro, is certainly the one to watch. He's averaging 17 a game right now, shooting 40% from three right now, so she's certainly the one to watch. But if you can get a good matchup on her, I don't see why FHN can't come out on top tonight.
All right, well, I bet we'll be hearing her name a lot tonight. So
certainly.
We have about 4 minutes until tip-off, so please stick with us, and the action will be brought to you very shortly. All right, here we go. So both teams have now taken the court. So before this game started, we did kind of give a little bit of a rundown, but kind of just going more in depth. So the St. Charles Warriors are currently coming off of their first win of the season against Fort Zumwalt North, 40-31. So Braeden, tell me a little bit more about that. So I know that the Francetown North Knights have already won against Fort Zumwalt North by actually a pretty similar margin, only by 7. So, I mean, on paper, is this looking like a blowout, or is this going to be a good game?
Coming off a win, I don't think you really can call this a blowout if you're looking at this matchup between these two teams. I think North has struggled with consistency a little bit. I think they've looked great at times, and other times they have struggled. So I think you definitely look to build consistency if you're North here. But yes, this does look like a win on paper.
All right, good to know. Good to know. St. Charles West moving the ball around pretty well. Addie Butler with some great defense. St. Charles West looking like they're running a bit of a perimeter offense, which basically they're just passing the ball around. But Addie Butler with a great steal and misses the layup in the fast break. Alicia there trying to put the putback, and it is not good. Howell North back on defense. St. Charles West doing a great job moving the ball around. This Francetown North Knights defense looks very, very aggressive tonight as Kendra Swope reaches her hand in and gets the jump ball, which is basically a steal. Or no. The possession is staying with the Warriors, but like I was saying, Francetown North's defense is looking very feisty tonight. So do you think that's going to be a problem for St. Charles West?
They definitely look prepared for, like you said, this perimeter offense at 4 wide for West. You can definitely tell this has been the focus all week on practice, and they look prepared. They have shifty perimeter defenders right now, and it's certainly working. They can't get anything going right now.
Absolutely. And a deep 3 there almost went in. Now it's from St. Charles West's point guard, Abby Guevara. She's been doing a pretty good job moving the ball around tonight. Howell North finally on offense. Addie Butler in the corner. Moves it out to the perimeter for Addie Butler. Back to Addie Jones. Hits the 3. Great start for this Knights offense. And Addie Jones, we have been hearing that name a lot throughout this season. So, I mean, is she on some kind of scoring surge right now? Or, like, what is the deal with Addie Jones?
She has been on fire recently. She has 10-plus in 5 of her last 6 games, and she's been shooting the ball real well. So if you're drawing up a game plan, it's certainly around Addie Jones right now.
Very impressive, and only as a sophomore too. I mean, those are, yeah. I bet she's putting up some crazy numbers, which I bet we'll get into later in this live stream. But Knights are currently up 2-0. Sorry, I thought that was a 3, but I guess it wasn't. A beautiful ball movement, and Alicia Hunt is hacked down in the paint. But she is going to go to the charity stripe for 2 shots, for 2 free throws. Here we go. And Alicia Hunt, how, like, are these knockdown free throws? Oh, unfortunately not.
She's definitely one of the better shooters on this team. 10 for 19 as the season goes on from the charity stripe. But I think you definitely trust her.
Good to know. And she misses both. Unfortunate, but a good break for St. Charles West as they start back on their transition offense. Good ball movement here around the perimeter again from St. Charles West. Miley Jackson with the ball. Here's Ross moving the ball around pretty well. And corner 3 for Jackson. Unfortunate miss. That's Avery Jackson, actually. Looks like we got 2 Jacksons on the team. Addie Jones driving to the baseline, kicks it out. Evie Cross down in the paint, gets the ball. Way to stick with it. Almost got the ball stolen from her, but she's doing a great job keeping that ball tonight. Alicia Hunt driving in. Deep 3 for Kendra Swope. Ooh, almost went in. Very close, off the rim. And St. Charles West looking to get this offense started. Still 0 points on the night so far.
One of the apparent struggles I'm seeing is they haven't been able to get the ball to number 24, Nicastro, very often, and she's kind of been carrying the load as it looks recently.
And here's a corner three off the mark again for Avery Jackson. Addie Jones using that speed in that transition offense. Tried to go solo, but she kicks it out to Kendra, who unfortunately hits it off the backboard. No rim on that three either. And it is still currently only 2-0 with just over 4 minutes left in this first quarter. And hopefully we can pick up the scoring a little bit tonight, or we are going to see some very low final scores. Which, I mean, no problem with that, right? Because a win's a win.
Good defensive basketball.
Very true. Miley Jackson with the missed three there. Alicia Hun with the ball, kicks it to Addie Butler on the wing. Unfortunate. Tried to do a pump fake there, but she traveled. Travel monster will get you. That's what I like to call it.
I've never heard that one before, Parker.
Yeah, it's a new one. It's a new one. It might be the new word on the street.
I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, that might just be new. All right, so it looks like we just had a timeout for I believe the Knights. I think the Knights took the timeout. So, I mean, Braeden, if you're Coach Rampley, what are you telling the team right now?
The offense does look sluggish. I think you are not able to move the ball around enough. I think you're getting shots up, but you're not getting the shots that you like right now. So I think you definitely are looking to get some shots inside. I think you're shooting a lot from three and it's not falling. So I think you need to try something else.
I absolutely agree.
Here's no changes out of the huddle for Francis South. North.
Yeah. It looks like we do see a new name for St. Charles West, though, and that is number 44, Zoe Hollander, who is actually the second tallest on the team, right behind Alex Nicastro. So maybe they're looking for a more dominant paint offense. I think that could be a good game plan, as Jackson drove down to the baseline, missed the layup, but it looks like Nicastro got that offensive board, but she unfortunately could not get anything to work. Alicia Hun tried to get the contested layup to go, and unfortunately hits off the rim. Both teams still having not the best offensive performances in this first quarter, but I bet both teams are looking to pick it up here. And we actually also have Reagan Guevara doing a great job of handling the ball and facilitating it very well with her team.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lack of effort on either side on offense. I do believe this is just a really great defensive showing so far. I think both teams have had really great shifty perimeter defense to start this game.
I agree, and I also think the offensive and really defensive rebounding on both sides is pretty solid at the moment. I think, like, Nicastro, who is currently at the line after getting fouled, I mean, she's been doing a great job with the offensive and defensive boards, but we've also seen Avee getting active on the rebounds. Alicia Hun, as Nicastro hits her first free throw of the night, making the score 2-1 Francis North. But, I mean, rebounding is looking pretty solid all around.
Oh, I'd have to agree. There's a lot of second chance opportunities for both teams, and right now it's not falling, but I don't see why it can't later in the game.
Absolutely. As Nicastro makes her second free throw, she is 2 for 2 on free throws. Hopefully she can keep that percentage up. Addie Jones with the ball. Using that triple threat. Oh, what happened, Braeden? Was that the travel monster? That was the travel monster. I think it is the travel monster. It was the travel monster. I'm telling you, man. I mean, from my early freshman days, I know it's hard to believe, but I was kind of shifty in the basketball world. I mean, I think I had a real shot.
You are much smaller than the average basketball player.
That is fair. That is totally fair. But, I mean, I honestly, like, I think you give me 3 or 4 inches maybe to my height, and I'm an all-star.
To be fair, I think that can be said about most people.
That's a good.
But
that's a good point.
But I'll trust you. I'll trust you.
I will say though, one of the weakest points of my game, travel monster, man, always got me. Always got me.
Big fake pump fake into just a step.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that was actually what I normally did. Surprised you called that. St. Charles West doing a great job of keeping possession. I've also noticed, Braeden, that they are actually doing a really good job of killing time on the clock, which they might not necessarily be trying to do, as the Travel Monster got Miley Jackson that time for St. Charles West. But I've noticed that St. Charles West is doing a much better job of actually having, like, possession of the ball and, like, the time of possession. They're definitely doing a much better job than French North at killing time and holding the ball.
It's a much longer possession for West each time they possess the ball. I think, again, like I said before, I don't think FHN's getting the shots that they would like right now. I think they're taking contested threes or weird angles. I think that West is getting the shots that they like, and they just aren't falling right now. So if I had to say the momentum was going either way, I'd say West. So hopefully if you're FHN, you can shift that.
Absolutely, I agree. And so we've actually gotten some new faces on the court, a couple of them being Morgan Smith coming off the bench. We also have Courtney Eplin out there, number 21, and we have Camille Kreckler, who is number 12. So looking like some underclassmen faces. Right now, actually, fun fact, Alicia Hunt is the only upperclassman out on the court right now.
Yeah, speaking of the underclassmen, shout out to Camille Kreckler. She is actually leading the team in three-point percentage. She's shooting 40% from deep right now.
Wow. I mean, that's an impressive stat right there. Great ball movement here from the Knights. Courtney Eplin open on the wing, looking to knock down that three. Just off the mark, hit the back rim. And St. Charles West now has the ball with just about a minute left to go in this first quarter. Morgan Smith, great chase down defense. St. Charles West doing a great job moving the ball. Miley Jackson, unfortunate missed layup there on the baseline. She had a nice little drive there against Alicia Hunt. She might be using that pace the rest of the game. Morgan Smith attempted a mid-range jump shot. Did not go in, unfortunately, but Addie Jones doing a great job with her hustle and getting that ball back for the Knights. And now it is an inbound pass for the Knights. But 46 seconds left, Braeden, and the score is currently 2-2. So are we thinking this is going to be something we see the rest of the night with the low scoring and the great defense, or do we think that maybe both teams are going to switch it up?
With the offensive prowess from FHN, I can't see that this lasts all night with this slow offense. 2 points at the end of this first half is not very like them, if I had to say. So I would imagine more offense, but this is definitely something I was not expecting. Absolutely.
This is definitely very uncommon for the French North Knights. And an unlucky three-point shot there from number 15, Eden Hollander, who we have also not seen very often. And so looking over this roster really fast, Braeden, it's looking like no team really has a height advantage. I will say the St. Charles West varsity has a few inches on some of our players, especially in terms of matchup specifically, as number 24, Alex Nicastro, who you called earlier in this game would have quite a night, just hit her first three. Alicia Hunt attempted to respond, couldn't get it to go. Morgan Smith with the offensive rebound. Kicks it back to Alicia with a deep three, tried to beat the buzzer, unfortunate. And that is the end of the first quarter. St. Charles West currently leads the French North Knights 5-2. So, Braeden, go ahead, all right, just talk me through, I mean, obviously the offense may have been a bit sluggish on both sides, really, but I mean, were there any specific details you noticed that gave either team a disadvantage against each other?
I'd certainly, if I'm FHN, I'm trying to get the ball to senior Avee Krause a little bit more. They lacked inside shooting a little bit. I think that you were taking a lot of threes and they weren't falling, so I think you do try to change it up a little bit. And like we were saying at the end of that that first quarter, they were trying to shoot it from mid-range, and I like that a little bit more. Get a little closer to the net and try to see what can fall.
Absolutely, I agree. And I also think, there's definitely been a majority of three-point shots tonight so far. So I think that's a great game plan. I think just trying to feed maybe Avee Krause in the paint, she's a beast every game. I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong, the height difference is always going to play a major factor, especially in the game of basketball. But Avee Krause in general has really good post moves that I think go unnoticed sometime. And she also does a great job rebounding, and defensively, she's pretty good at blocking. So I think maybe if Francisco North could start to feed the ball to Avee more, I think that would be a great idea.
She reads the game really well.
100%. St. Charles West with an unfortunate turnover to start this second quarter, and the Knights will regain possession. Alicia Hunt, long attempted pass to Addie Jones. I don't know why we tried to speed the offense up there, but and that's going to be back-to-back turnovers for St. Charles West and the Francisco North Knights.
No, like you had mentioned, there's definitely been longer possessions for West, so if I'm FHN, I'm trying to slow down these possessions. I think you need to get quality time with the ball, and I don't think you have that right now. I think it's way too sped up. I'd like to slow down the offense a little bit if I'm Coach Rampant.
I agree, totally. And there's another three for St. Charles West. That one was Guevara, the 5'6" senior guard for the St. Charles West Warriors. And now they're up 8-2. So Knights better start formulating a comeback if they don't want to be down by a lot at halftime. Alicia Hunt taking a contested mid-range shot there at the baseline, and St. Charles West is going to get possession back, looking to make this lead double digits. And another three there from Guevara. Did not go in that time. Addie Jones with fast transition here. Trying to take it herself. Pulls up. Misses the teardrop floater. And Braeden, I'm going to be honest, I think the Knights are rushing it a little bit.
Oh, certainly. I think you need more time with the ball. Like that possession right there, you held it for about 5 seconds there. And West has been holding it for just about the whole shot clock. So I think it's a mismatch here. You need to hold the ball a little bit longer.
I agree. And what you just said about that shot clock. So there has been a bit of speculation in terms of whether or not high school games should have shot clocks. So with games like these where one side might have a more dominant time of possession over another team, do you think that they should introduce a shot clock into high school basketball games?
I would certainly say so. I think in a situation like this, West would not be able to hold the ball for 40 seconds as you only have 35. So I think, especially in a game where you maybe it's a mismatch, where there's obviously a dominant team, it's going to give the other team more of a chance to possess the ball.
I agree. Addie Jones with an unlucky mid-range jumper that did not go in, and St. Charles West back on offense. And Jackson with a nice and easy baseline drive there. Flew by Addie Butler in the fast transition offense. And St. Charles West is now up 10-2. Avee Krause with an unlucky layup. And here's some good ball movement from St. Charles West. Morgan doing a great job of shutting off that perimeter pass. Ross driving down the baseline against Avee Krause. Couldn't get it to go, but Nicastro with the putback off of the offensive layup, or with the offensive rebound with the putback. St. Charles West is now up by 10. Addie Jones almost got through the defense there, but she got bit by the travel monster.
You and that travel monster, Parker.
No, the Knights and that travel monster. They have traveled roughly 4 or 5 times so far in this first half, which I feel like is also another thing that we don't normally see. And the travel monster bit again, this time for St. Charles West.
Another victim.
Oh, wait, no. It looks like it was actually a foul instead.
Yeah, I'd have to say the number of travels, I think, is definitely due to this rush offense from Francis South North. I think a fix to a lot of your problems right now is slowing it down. I think that's your biggest issue if you're looking into your next timeout, is slowing down the offense. Hold the ball a little bit longer.
I agree. St. Charles West doing a great job of moving the ball around the perimeter. Nicastro down in the post. Got 2 players to pump fake. Or 2 players to fall for a pump fake. She missed the layup. But St. Charles West is going to keep the ball after they just got fouled on that offensive rebound. Miley Jackson to inbound. Kicks it to Nicastro. Nicastro out to Jackson. Ross looking up the court. Good ball movement here from St. Charles West. Kicking in the post a little bit too. And the travel monster bit Avery Jackson that time.
Parker, I think we should have a count on how many times you say travel monster.
No. Let's not do that. All right, here goes Addie Butler. Bring the ball up for the Knights. Morgan Smith wide open on the wing. Surprised she didn't take that three, but instead dished it down to Avee Krause, who unfortunately missed another layup.
I think that's a good look, though. I think you definitely look for Avee again down there.
Ross tried to take it herself through Addie Butler and Morgan Smith, but Addie Butler came up with the steal. Butler trying to take it herself. A great dish to Addie Jones in the paint. Addie to Addie connection. And now the Knights have reduced the lead to 8. Addie Jones currently with 4 points, has scored the only 4 points for the Knights tonight. And a double dribble called on to Castro. Not the travel monster that time.
And senior Kendra Swope checks in for fellow senior Avee Krause. Looks to be more of a three-point lineup from FHN here. And that'll send Morgan Smith to the line. Morgan, one of the better free throw shooters on the team, shooting 8 for 10 from the line. And the first one does fall.
Good to see from Morgan Smith, my sister. I think she's a pretty consistent free throw shooter, I believe.
You would be the expert. You'd be pretty familiar with her game. How's the 1v1 matchups against you and Morgan?
Oh, man, don't get me started. I mean, she can be shifty all she wants, but in reality, I'm the big man of the house. So every time we play a pickup game, I mean, I'm backing it down in the post, and I'm hitting the baby fades, baby hook shots. You know what I'm saying?
Parker, I hate to throw shade, but big and Parker Smith are usually not used in the same sentence.
That's a good point. But when you're matched up against Morgan Smith, who actually, matter of fact, stands at a solid 5 foot, it's kind of hard not to call myself big. Just saying.
I think this might be the one instance where you are big, Parker.
Shout out Morgan, though. Love her. St. Charles West doing a great job moving the ball around. Alicia Hunt almost got that steal there. Miley Jackson in the corner could not get the three to fall. Addie Jones with another offensive rebound, and look at that speed. Finds Morgan Smith for a three. Unlucky. Cannot get it to go. Knights currently trail the Warriors 12-6 with just over 2:30 left in this second quarter. Both teams looking to spice their offense up a little bit and get some more points on the board. And an offensive foul there on Zoe Hollander for a push in the back against Addie Jones. And here's Addie Butler taking the ball up. Kicks it to Swope, who finds Alicia down in the post. Gets blocked there by Jackson. Gets her own rebound. Could not get the putback layup to fall. And Nicastro takes it up for the St. Charles West Warriors. Driving down to the baseline. You want to get yourself trapped down there.
Something I'd be interested to see is if they get Nicastro to run a little bit of point coming here forward. You'd like to get her the ball in her hands. Maybe you start the possession with the ball in her hands.
I agree. And Addie Butler called on the foul. Guevara to inbound the ball. Finds Jackson in the corner. Jackson back to Guevara. A great steal there from Swope, but bobbled the ball there, and Nicastro managed to get a jump ball out of it. So it is now going to stay with St. Charles West. St. Charles West moving the ball around the perimeter. Jackson drives on the baseline and hits a baby floater over Alicia Hunt. And now St. Charles West leads by 8. Addie Jones with her own rebound. Alicia Hunn trying to respond with her own baby jump shot, but did not go in. And now St. Charles West takes it back down the court. And Braeden, the Knights' field goal possession cannot look good on paper right now.
No, it's a lot of missed shots and it's a lot of missed opportunities. I think you did shift to more of an inside game, but it's also not falling. So I'm not sure what you try to do here.
Yeah, and we just, as we were talking, Eden Hollander for the St. Charles West hit a deep 3 there, but Kendra Swope replies with her own layup, which keeps this game within 9.
Great defense from Morgan Smith.
St. Charles West, Nicastro down in the corner, moving the ball around. I thought Hollander was thinking about shooting it there, but it's going to stay with St. Charles West. And I know what I said earlier, Braeden, about the rebounding, but it kind of looks like, a big swat there from Alicia Hunn, protecting that paint. Nicastro tried to get a deep layup in, but it did not go. Morgan Smith in transition. Addie Butler for 3. Got it! Addie Butler bringing this game back to 6. And that was a deep three-pointer. Do you have that kind of range in your arsenal, Braeden?
I personally do not, but Addie definitely does. She's shooting 7 for 23 on the year from 3. She's definitely one of the better shooters on the team.
Absolutely. And another foul called on the Knights. Got to be careful with all those fouls, man. I mean, I don't think we've seen too many, but combined with the in-game fouls like the travel monster or double dribbles, I think we can't really see too much of the offense with that going on.
No, getting in foul trouble is a scary thing, right? You want to have the right personnel on the court at the end of the game, and you can't do that if you get in foul trouble.
Absolutely. Nicastro tried to get that last shot off before the buzzer to end this half, but did not go in. So St. Charles West currently leads 17-11 over the French-Howell North Knights at home. So, Braeden, give me a little synopsis of this first half. Kind of mixed emotions for both teams. I think both offensives could have looked a little bit better, but defense so far looks flawless for both teams.
I would definitely say it's very shifty perimeter defense from both teams. Offensively, on the west side of things, I think you are happy with this first half. You're getting Nicastro the ball enough, and the supporting players around her are playing very well. On the flip side of things, I think this is kind of disappointing for Francis Howell North. I think your best three-point shooters aren't hitting the shots, and when you tried to shift, it still wasn't working. I think to a certain point, I think this is a bit of bad luck. So I think you don't change a whole lot coming into this second half, but I think you just keep shooting.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree. Well, we are going to let the varsity Nightline and varsity cheer team do their thing, and we will be back. All right, and we are back with the action in the second half. Knights in St. Charles West hopefully talked it over in the break, and hopefully we can see some new offense generated here. Addie Butler, oh, I thought she was going to kick a three for a second. Knights doing a good job moving the ball around the perimeter. Addie Jones for three. Give it to me. Addie Jones, what am I talking about? Addison Butler. How can I get the two confused?
Too many Addies.
I can agree with that. Addison Butler with her second three of the night. That's 6 points of the night's 14. And Addie's been doing a good job shooting from the perimeter. And I think St. Charles West might need to start marking her if they want to cut down on that scoring.
Yeah, behind Camille Kreckler, I'd certainly say she's the second best three-point shooter on the team. So in this first unit, I'd say she's the one to look for.
Absolutely. And we just saw Alicia Hun trying to take it all the way down, and she got hacked in the paint yet again. I feel like she's kind of a beast when it comes to that. And she actually got an and one off of that. So she's looking to convert that and one right here. Unlucky. It wasn't even an and one. It was, sorry. I guess they did not count the shot, but she's taking 2 free throws right now. Missed her first, unfortunately, but hopefully she'll drain this one. And she does. St. Charles West moving this ball around the perimeter yet again. Doesn't look like they changed too much from their offensive game plan. And they're looking to find Jackson in the corner for three. And Miley Jackson, seeing her name quite a bit here on the scorecard.
Yeah, she looks to be a really solid second option for this St. Charles West team.
Sorry, didn't want to cut you off there, but Kendra Swope just hit her first three of the night as well and got her first points off of a bank three. And the Knights are now only trailing 18-20 to the St. Charles West Warriors. St. Charles West doing a great job moving this ball around. Here's Ross. Just dribbling right now. Kicks it to Jackson, who unfortunately fumbles the ball out of bounds. Coach does not look too happy about that one.
That's something that Francis Howell North can definitely play to their advantage, getting the student section, getting the bench involved, and cause some unforced errors for St. Charles West.
I do agree with that. I think the student section can play a very large part in helping the Knights win these games. As Addie Butler unfortunately missed that three. Knights tried to find Evie Krause down there in the paint, but we just saw Nicastro get up there and block her. Knights keep possession of the ball. Kendra Swope to inbound. Finds Addison Jones. Trying to drive into the paint. Alicia Hun. Wow. And now the Knights are on fire with these three-pointers, making 3 in their last 5 possessions.
Yeah, they came out of the halftime break, and they have been on fire.
Absolutely. And Addie Jones doing a great job kicking it out to Alicia Hun. But you also got to respect Alicia Hun. Way to find space. I mean, I think that is a very underappreciated aspect of this Knights team is they know how to create space for each other.
And I think that's part of the experience. A lot of these seniors have been 4-year players for this varsity team, and I think you see that when you see them create space, you see them make the extra pass, you see the experience on the court, and it plays great.
Absolutely. I love to see it. The Knights now have a lead against the Warriors, 21-20. And I think they've been needing that since the first quarter, huh, Braeden?
They haven't had a lead since they took a 2-0 lead at the very first bucket of the game. So this is something they've been working towards since the very beginning of the game, and hopefully they can build on it.
I totally agree. Shout out to my cousin Aaron, who said travel monster is a goated term. Appreciate that, Aaron.
Goated is a strong word, but
Knights with some great defense there, forcing a jump ball against Ross. Ross kind of got pummeled right there with the double team from Alicia Hun and Addie Butler. Looks like she's all right, though. A little bit shaken up, but she's fine. Ross moves it to Jackson on the wing. Jackson driving in. Tried to find Guevara down low. Fumbles the ball a little bit. She keeps possession. And Alicia Hun getting in that passing lane. That was a little bit of a combined effort there from Kendra Swope And Alicia Hun doing a great job on defense, making Guevara have some trouble with that passing lane.
Yeah, like I said in the pregame, Alicia has been one of the defensive locks on this team, and you're really starting to see it right now, forcing these double teams, forcing unforced errors from St. Charles West, and I think that's a big part of getting wins, is allowing the other team to do your work for you.
Absolutely, and we just saw a huge block there from Avee Kraus, and Alicia Hunt almost got the N1 in the transition, but she gets fouled at the paint. Wow, I just cannot speak English today. She gets fouled down low, and now she's going back to the line for 2 more free throws. And she's definitely been the most frequent person at the line so far tonight.
Very good at drawing fouls down low.
Yes, absolutely. Unfortunately, missed her first. And she sinks her second, which gives the Knights a 2-point lead. Here's Ross moving up the ball for St. Charles West. St. Charles West needs to get something to go here, or else this scoring drought might lead to a pretty devastating, a pretty devastating deficit.
Yeah, you'd hate to go into halftime with such a dominating force coming in and you just lose it right away. I think West needs to find something quick.
For sure. As we just saw, Jackson unfortunately missed that corner 3 for St. Charles West. Kendra Swope dishes it out to Addison Jones. Swope with the ball again. Kicks it to Butler. Kicks it down to Avee Kraus down low. And there are those post moves with the and one.
There's the and one you were looking for earlier.
Absolutely. And one against the Castro as well, who kind of seems to be an all-around star on this St. Charles West team. But Avee Kraus, too much power.
Yeah, and that's kind of a play that you really like there. You get to the line, but you also start to get the Castro into foul trouble, right? If you can find an opportunity for her not to be on the court, you got to take it, right?
I agree. And Avee Kraus almost hits her N1 free throw. Unfortunately, does not go. But those were her first points of the night. And like I said earlier, I really do think that's a dominant game plan, is feed the ball to Avee Kraus.
Oh, I'd have to say so. I think we mentioned that there isn't a crazy height advantage anywhere except for Avee Kraus. I think she sees over just about everybody.
Yeah. And a huge block again from Avee Kraus. That one was against Jackson down on the baseline. Alicia Hunt driving in, trying to get the contested layup to go. Did not go. Kendra Swope gets her own rebound. Or Kendra Swope gets the offensive rebound. But St. Charles, unfortunately, Alicia Hunt steps out of bounds, trying to get Kendra Swope's missed shot. And now there is a timeout for the Knights. So I don't know if you can tell by my English that I'm speaking right now, Braeden, but this game is going a lot faster. It's hard to keep up. So, I mean, do you think that the passes are getting faster? Do you think players are starting to take each other one-on-one? What's making this game speed? What made it grow so exponentially?
I think when I'm looking at Francis Howell North, right, I don't think that their game plan has changed a whole lot. I think they're doing what's working, and the shots are falling. So I'm props to Coach Rampley. I think when you have a team of this caliber, you just need to trust what works, and nothing's changed except for the fact that West has not been able to hold the ball nearly as long, and it's causing these possessions to go crazy quick.
Absolutely, I agree. And, yeah, I mean, honestly, one player that I think we've been seeing a lot of recently, especially going to the charity stripe, none other than Alicia Hunt. Currently 62 points on the season, averaging roughly 8.9 per game. So, I mean, obviously right now she's got six points on the night so far. And so third quarter, I think she's on a pretty good pace to score roughly double digits. So do you think maybe they're trying to feed Alicia more, or do you think they're trying to let her have more time on the ball?
I would have to say so, and I'm not even sure that the score sheet really tells the whole story. She has been dominating this third quarter. Every play I feel Alicia has had a touch on, I think she's definitely playing an impact on the defensive lockdown that FHN has on West right now, and I think you've got to keep playing through Alicia.
For sure. And Addie Butler, unfortunately, this is probably the right call, though, unfortunately does have to be subbed out because she's kind of getting into foul trouble. She was just called on a reach-in foul against Guevara. Morgan Smith subbing for her. Here's Miley Jackson, kicks it to her sister, I believe, Avery Jackson. Good ball movement here from St. Charles West. Jackson with the deep three there, couldn't get it to go. Morgan Smith with the defensive rebound, tries to take it herself, dishes it down low to Alicia Hun with the and one. Love to see it. Morgan Smith having great court vision there in a high pressure situation, and Alicia Hun finishing through that contact, looking to give the Knights a 7-point lead.
And Alicia back to the charity stripe.
Let's see if she can convert this and one free throw. And she does. Alicia Hun doing a great job scoring so far, and I mean, we were just on that topic, but she now has 9 points. So she's doing a great job out there.
Feed the hot hand, certainly.
Absolutely. And a steal there for Kendra Swope in the Knights defense.
I think that was just a rebound, Parker.
Was it really? Weird. I don't know what I'm looking at. Sorry about that.
Just fast-paced game.
Fast-paced game. You're right. You're right. Well, Knights currently have the ball down on St. Charles West court. Alicia Hun sends it over to Kendra Swope, who tried to knock down the wing mid-range, but couldn't get it to go. And Avee Krause fighting off 2 defenders down in the paint after getting that offensive rebound, and she's going to put it back up for 2.
You definitely see the height advantage with those post moves. Nobody can touch her down there.
Ooh, and Miley Jackson with a slight little three-pointer on the corner. She's doing a good job three-point shooting as well. And a missed shot there from Addie Jones. Ooh, Guevara, I think people thought she traveled right there. Good defense there from Morgan Smith. And a steal for the Knights defense. And they're doing a great job. They look fierce tonight. And I think West is having trouble adapting to that, Braeden.
Oh, I'd have to say so. I think West is still stuck in that first half. You know, I think that halftime came in clutch for FHN and gave them a chance to talk it over, and you're sticking with what works for FHN. And West, kind of the same. They're sticking with it, but it's not working. It's not working.
Yeah. And here is Morgan Smith at the line after getting fouled. See if she can convert these free throws. And she is going to land the first one, which gives the Knights a 7-point lead.
Morgan, one of the better free throw shooters on this team, coming into this game shooting 80% from the charity stripe. So this is somebody you definitely hope that can convert both of their shots.
And she bricks the second one, unfortunately.
May have been announcer curse there.
Just a little bit. St. Charles West back with the ball. Nicastro doing a good job moving this ball around. Hollander tried to take it down the line. Unlucky, can't get it to go. St. Charles West moving this ball back around on the perimeter. Some let's go defense chance there from the Princeton North Knights sideline. And a missed shot, but a rebound for Nicastro. And the parents on St. Charles West sideline are not very happy with the no call. I think they think she got fouled.
Speaking of the parent section, kind of a big turnout for St. Charles West. And you can see quite a few parents over there.
I agree. Guevara inbound the ball. Finds Jackson down low. Back to Guevara. And there's a Nicastro three just off the mark, but a great putback there from Hollander with a great offensive rebound. Alicia Hun taking the ball down now for the Knights. To Smith. Eplin to Smith. Jones. Here's Swope. Trying to take it down the baseline. Finds an open lane. Almost gets the layup off the back foot to work. Couldn't quite get it. And the travel monster is going to bite Kendra Swope down on that baseline after that offensive board.
The return of the travel monster.
It's definitely been a minute since I've had to say that.
Yeah, I was kind of enjoying it.
Oh, I know. Here's St. Charles West again with the ball on offense. Jackson stopping on a dime. Feeds Nicastro down low. Stolen by the Knights defense. And Alicia Hun slowing down the play of game with just under a minute left to go in this third quarter. And a new name that we haven't said too much tonight, Elise Grimshaw in now for the Knights. Elise Hunt with a deep three. Couldn't get it to go. Addie Jones tried to get that offensive rebound. But it looked like she competed very, very well against Eden Hollander for that ball. And the Knights are going to get possession back off of a jump ball call. Addie Jones now with the ball. Feeds it to Eplin. And a double dribble called on Courtney Eplin. St. Charles West is going to get the ball back with 35.7 seconds left on the clock. And they are looking to reduce this lead. The Knights currently have a 5 to hopefully a one-possession game. Good movement here. A corner three there from Hollander. Hit the top of the backboard. Look out.
Kind of a brick there.
Unfortunately. But I will say, though, I mean, obviously student section can get in the heads of some athletes. But, I mean, we really haven't seen too many bricks or any really terribly missed shots, you know?
No, and overall I like the look. I think having your center out wide, taking threes, it stretches the floor and it makes it a little bit harder to play defense for FHN. So I do like the look.
For sure. And 5 seconds left for St. Charles West. And a deep three-pointer attempt there from DeCastro. And Jackson missed the wide-open layup for the putback. You hate to see it.
Watching film next week, that's not going to be one you want to watch again.
Oh, I know. That's the kind of ones that I want to bury my face into my hoodie and be like, oh, that's not me, you know?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't happen very often just because I'm a walking highlight reel, but.
Yeah. Yeah, Parker.
I'm just kidding. And, I mean, honestly, if we're really looking at it, yes, Miley Jackson, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a tough layup to miss. But, like, she's been doing great tonight so
Overall,
far.
really great performance from Miley Jackson. Great second option for the St. Charles West team in a game where Nicastro has been kind of hard to find. You can see that she is a dominant scorer, but yes, FHN has noticed that and has put a lock on her. So Miley Jackson's gotten the opportunity to shoot the ball a lot, and you're seeing quite the offensive prowess from her tonight.
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
Looks great.
Yeah, and I mean, Jackson's got 10 points on the night so far, looking to add some more to that portfolio in this fourth quarter. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. You like that word choice?
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. Both teams take the court for this final quarter of play, hopefully. May go into overtime. This game's pretty close, but the Knights currently lead 30-25 against the Warriors. And let's see if they can continue this lead throughout the game.
Quite a shift from this first half offensively, for sure. I mean, we were heading to the end of the first quarter, and it was still 2-2. So I think it's definitely a shift having 55 points on the board.
For sure, and Miley Jackson with the corner three could not get it to go. And a great athletic board there from Kendra Swope, looking for a foul for an over-the-back call. Couldn't get it. Grimshaw in the corner for three. Almost got it to go. Unlucky break. And Morgan Smith and Kendra Swope with a great tag team defense play on there on Nicastro, who stepped out of bounds in her own court, her own half the court. So the Knights are going to get the ball back. Alicia Hun now running point for the Knights. Drives in, tries to go herself, and Nicastro with a huge block. And they're going to call it a jump ball, which is going to stay with the Knights. You know, Braeden, I also think we've been seeing a lot more what they call ISO plays, I think, for the Knights, where it'll be a single player on the offensive side of the team driving in by themselves and trying to get points for themselves. And, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's been entirely successful 100% of the time, but I do think that it does a great job of opening up space around the perimeter and in the corners. Do you think that that's a game plan that Rampley may have installed into this game, or do you think that's just something the players are adapting to?
No, I certainly say it's something that you installed into your game plan. You see it a lot with point guard Alicia Hun. She's bringing the ball up the court by herself and slowing down the offense a little bit. And, yes, it's opening lanes for her to drive in, but it's also opening lanes for Avee Kraus to, on the block, lay up. And finding Kendra Swope in the perimeter, you know, it opens up lanes for shooters, and it opens a lot for this offense.
Yeah. Could not have said it better myself, Braeden. St. Charles West feeds Nicastro down low with a little up and under play against Alicia Hun, and that is going to put this game within one possession, 30-27 Knights lead. Swope driving in herself, finds Hun out on the wing for a three. Off the rim, couldn't get it to go. And great hustle there from the Knights and Zoe Hollander for the Warriors on that rebound. But it goes out of bounds, and St. Charles West is going to keep possession. Avee Krause coming in for Grimshaw. Hopefully the Knights can look to feed Krause more in this fourth quarter. Haven't seen too much from her today, though. Unfortunately, of course. St. Charles West moving this ball around the perimeter. Here's Jackson with the ball. Finds Guevara. Back to Jackson. Looks down in the paint, and Kendra Swope, it looked like she got that steal off, but I guess she and the other girl held on to the ball for a little bit too long, and they're going to call a jump ball. So the Warriors are going to keep possession. But that was a nice little snag Kendra Swope had right there, stealing it right out of the girl's arms. I mean, that's just brute strength.
Kind of a football move there, a
little bit, yeah. And the Warriors had some trouble inbounding it there, but they got it to Hollander. Nicastro driving in, and a nice layup. I see what you mean now, Braeden, about that dominant scoring ability. She made that look too easy.
Yeah, very nice up and under, like you said before.
100%.
Nice use of her gather step there, and just nice little floater.
Yeah, and she actually went down and blocked Kendra Swope on her layup attempt, and she almost went back down the court and scored herself. But she's going to get called, no, ball goes out of bounds. But, I mean, she almost went coast to coast to coast right there. Warriors feeding to Castro. Morgan Smith almost got that steal off Jackson for three. And this game now belongs to the Warriors, 32-30, with just under 6 minutes left to play. Jackson playing phenomenal right now.
This game could not be any more exciting right now. And you mentioned earlier overtime as a possibility, and I don't see why that can't be an opportunity right now.
And Avee Krause putting that post move spin down in that paint and getting herself another 2 points. She's got 6 on the night. Ties this game up for the Knights. And Nicastro slipped out of her fingers right there, trying to catch that little bit of a high pass there, but goes out of bounds, and the Knights get possession.
FHN, as the game crunches down here, with unforced error, that's a big play for them.
I do think both sides need to watch out for those unforced errors. Kendra Swope trying to get down low. The ball slips out of her hands yet again. Avee Krause holding on to that ball to give possession to the Knights on that jump ball call. Swope finds Jones. Addie Jones dishes it out to Hun. Thought she was going to take another three there for a second. Gives it to Morgan. Morgan down to Krause. And a nice, easy layup over Hollander. I mean, she didn't even jump. She doesn't have to.
It's too easy for Krause. Great from the block.
Agreed. Nicastro feeds Guevara. And it looked like St. Charles West had a little bit of miscommunication there, so the coach is going to call a timeout. But Braeden, I mean, this game could not be closer right now with just under 5 minutes left to play. I mean, what is the game plan for either side, really?
I think at different times you've seen great offensive performances and other times you haven't. I think right now St. Charles West does look like the better team offensively right now. You're getting Nicastro involved, and it's working. She's been, like you said earlier, coast to coast to coast. But also for FHN, it hasn't been a lack of production offensively for them either. This is a very close game, and I think both teams are going to give it all they got, and I think this could fall either way. Overtime is a real opportunity or a real possibility here. Yeah, 100%. And honestly, Braeden, I have no problems if this game goes into overtime. You want to know why? Why?
Because it is officially break for the Francis Howell North students. Finally on Christmas break, man. It feels good.
Got to make a lot of see you next year jokes today.
Oh, boy. Please do not bring those out. St. Charles West moving this ball around nicely. Jackson drives in. Ooh, almost got a little baby floater with the foul. But she could not get it to go, but she still got fouled, so she's going to the charity stripe for 2. And so Miley Jackson definitely been a huge name in this game tonight. But, I mean, how does she look over the season? I mean, is she putting up any crazy numbers?
Over the season, she's definitely been the clear number 2 option. But in a lot of these games, she's been overshadowed by Nicastro, and tonight that has not been the case. You've been able to see her full offensive prowess, and it's been quite a performance for her.
I agree. As she sinks both free throws. She's doing a great job tonight scoring-wise. Here's Kendra Swope driving down the baseline, feeds it to Jones. Jones to Butler. Butler putting the spin moves on. And she's going to get called for the travel monster. And that travel monster actually got a little bit of an assist from Guevara, or it was vice versa. Guevara got an assist with the travel monster. Did a great job of slowing down Addie Butler in that paint. And now Guevara is actually going to take the ball up for the St. Charles West Warriors. Guevara looking for some pass options. Finds Jackson in the corner. Dishes it down low to Guevara. And that was easy. And now that I have said their names aloud, Braeden, I am realizing there are 3 different pairs of last names on this team. And I had no idea. Yes. There's the Hollander, the Guevara, and the Jackson. I don't even know if they're siblings or not. I mean, I think they are.
Be a funny coincidence, certainly. A lot of team chemistry if those are all siblings.
I agree, yes. Here's St. Charles West with the ball, currently holding a 2-point lead over the Frenchtown North Knights, 36-34. Addie Butler got her foot in the passing lane there. She's going to be called for a kickball violation.
Don't see that too often.
For sure. 3:45 left to play. Castro, Guevara, Jackson. Jackson in the corner. Ooh, almost hit that 3, which would have put them up by 2 possessions. And Avery Jackson is going to, or no, Miley Jackson is going to get called on a blocking foul trying to slow Alicia Hunt down on the transition. And one positive thing I will say, Braeden, about both sides is they're doing a great job of staying out of foul trouble this quarter.
Oh, certainly. I think it's been a big difference from that first half. Like you mentioned, there's those in-game fouls where you're getting caught by your travel monster that you love so much. And, yeah, you know, the natural flow of the game will cause you to get a few fouls. So you want to have the best personnel on the court at all times, and they've allowed themselves to do that by staying out of foul trouble. Yeah,
and Evie Krause with a great putback layup there again. We've seen her quite a bit in the paint, and she's got 10 points so far. And St. Charles West is with some miscommunication. Frenchtown North Knights in transition. Tie game with just under 3 minutes left to go. This is going to be good. Here's Butler trying to put the moves on Guevara. Hit a little spin move there. I think they might have missed a travel, though. That travel monster was just lurking in the bush right there, but it did not come out and bite.
I think Coach Rampley may have noticed that and called the timeout.
Yeah. I think I'm going a little crazy on these analogies. I'm not going to lie. That Bush comment and the coming out to bite, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me, Braeden.
You and the travel monster definitely have an interesting relationship.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. So after that short little break for timeouts, relatively low-scoring game. I think 36-36 with 2:38 left in the game. I mean, do you think that's a result of sluggish offense or great defense?
No, I'd say great defense. I think both teams have really great shifty perimeter defenders, and it's played a big impact on not the lack of good perimeter shooting, but it's coming at a bigger clip for sure.
And Hun with a nice power dribble and speed boost there in the paint, but couldn't get the layup to go. And here's St. Charles West trying to get the lead back from the Knights. Moving the ball around the perimeter. Miley Jackson, nice pump fake, worked on Evie Krause, but Evie Krause with a huge block from behind. Thought that was going to be clean, but she's called for a foul, and she's going to send Miley Jackson to the line.
That's one of those good defensive basketball plays that just didn't fall her way, but great play. Prevented her from scoring, and she has to do the work at the charity stripe now.
Yeah, so maybe not all bad on that foul call. And it looks like Evie Krause could pull the little ball don't lie with that missed free throw right there. It really did look like she got all ball from that block from way up here.
I'd have to say so. It looked pretty clean to me.
And Miley Jackson is going to sink her second free throw, which gives the Warriors a 1-point lead with 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Here's Jones, finds Butler. Avee Krause in the paint. Hands it off to Kendra Swope. Kendra kicks it out to Butler. Butler with a high ball to Krause. And that was awesome. Great play there from Butler with a nice over-the-shoulder pass to Krause. And Krause now has 12 points.
Certainly heating up in this second half. I mean, we mentioned at halftime that you'd like to get her the ball a little bit more, and they've definitely done that, and it's played a big impact on their scoring in the second half.
I agree. Guevara. And, I mean, that was another timeout taken by the St. Charles West Warriors coach. I think that was a smart play, though. There's about 1:30 left in this fourth quarter. St. Charles West only down by 1, but it looks like the ball is still moving a little slow.
No, I don't think your offense is at peak production right now. I think talking it over is never a bad thing, especially when you have timeouts available. And, yeah, I think as the clock crunches down, you need to plan out exactly what you're going to do with these small possessions. So I think talking it over as much as you can is not a bad thing.
Well said, Braeden. Well said. Rampley looking intense talking to her team over there. And the Knights take the court early. St. Charles West shortly following them. And here we go, 1:32 left in regulation. Let's see what both teams can put up in this last 90 seconds. Here we go, Jackson out on the wing. Beats Hollander, and Hollander bit by the what, Braeden?
The travel monster.
Ah, I hate it.
It's starting to grow on me.
I hate it, but I love it. I hate it, but I love it. Here's Butler taking the ball down for the Knights. I think the Knights just want to hold the ball on this possession. They want to kill as much time as possible, so the Warriors eventually have to start fouling.
With the lead, I think you have to.
I agree. Kendra Swope kicks it out to Butler. Dishes it down to Alicia Hun. Hun hands it off to Butler. Alicia Hun, power dribble. Gets blocked by Miley Jackson. Great defensive effort there holding off Alicia's power dribble. And we are under a minute remaining in this game. Only 1 point separate the two teams. And there's Hollander with a deep three-point shot in the corner, but that one went off the top of the backboard as well. And Rampley telling her point guard to slow the ball down. And a timeout taken by Rampley. I'm kind of wondering what the game plan was there. I mean, do you have any explanation for that one, Braeden?
I think with a 1 point lead, you can't necessarily run the whole clock out, but I think it's definitely the right call, in my opinion. If I'm a coach, I want to talk it over and let's plan out this next possession, because you want an exact plan for something like this.
Yeah, I do think with such a high pressure situation going on right now, I think maybe the break was needed.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah. Both coaches taking their time, talking to their teams. So, Braeden, hypothetically, let's say Francis Howell North leaves 20 seconds left on this clock and they miss their shot. St. Charles West needs 1 point to tie the game up, needs 2 or 3 to win. What do you think they need to run to make that happen?
Despite the great performances from Nicastro all season and that she is your number one option, I think tonight you need to look for Miley Jackson from 3. She has looked awesome all night, and I think you feed the hot hand.
Interesting play call. Let's see if that happens. Hun to inbound the ball, gives it to Butler. Handoff back to Hun. Miley Jackson, some physical defense there. Uh-oh. Butler is bit by the travel monster in a very high-pressure scenario. That is not what the Knights needed.
She has been a victim of the monster quite a few times tonight.
Man, I mean, that really is unfortunate. Just dribbled the ball a little bit too high above her head. And now St. Charles West gets the ball back with 33 seconds left. Ooh, I'm getting goosies.
Definitely a nail-biter.
Here's Miley Jackson dribbling the ball. Uh-oh. Find herself getting caught. Alicia Hunt almost stole that pass right there. Here's Guevara. Dishes it to Guevara. Oh, no, and a missed contested layup there from the Castro. Knights with 10 seconds left. Oh. Man, that was close, and a lot just went down here. Too much for me to keep up with. The St. Charles West coach is fuming about that call. Basically what happened was Nicastro went up for a contested layup against Evie Krause and unfortunately missed it. And then the Knights got that off, they got the defensive rebound, tried to break out in transition so they could waste time on the clock. And the ball was almost stolen by Reagan Guevara, and the St. Charles West coach believed that it went out on the Knights. And the Knights caught a lucky break there. Because I
would certainly say so. I think this game is starting to break into those little details that maybe you don't practice. I think this is where you need to feel it. And this is simply getting the ball in, right? Addie Jones now headed to the free throw line.
I agree.
To seal this game.
Yeah, hopefully she can do it. Now, even if she makes both, or wait, no, she's not going to the charity stripe yet. It does not look like they're in bonus yet. So there's 4 seconds left for the Knights. St. Charles West game plan has to be to foul immediately. Hun running away, and she is going to end this game for the Knights with 0.1 seconds left, and that's got to solidify it, Braeden. That has got to solidify it.
Yeah, in my personal experience, I don't know if I've seen a shot get off in 0.1 seconds, but maybe this is the first. And that will end the game.
Yes, Alicia Hun mosses Miley Jackson to end this game. And, I mean, really, quite a lot closer than I thought it was going to be honest.
I would say so. I think a lot of the credit for this win needs to go to the halftime adjustment made by Coach Rampley. This looked like a completely different basketball team coming into the second half, and it really came to their favor. They come out with the victory here, and this looked like a great offensive team in the second half.
Yeah, and I mean, you're talking about offense. I'm looking at defense, man. I think Evie Krause did a great job in the paint tonight, especially with shutting down Miley Jackson and the Castro, really, trying to get those contested layups. But I mean, you got to give it to St. Charles West, though. I think they also did a really good job holding down the fort, really all around against this Knights offense. I think especially in that first quarter where the score was 5-2. I mean, great defense from both sides, and I think that while the scoring increased still, the defense didn't get any worse. So,
no, and I think you mentioned at the beginning of the game they are 1-6 now, 1-7, but this is one of those games where, yes, it is a loss, but this was a very encouraging performance from them. You hung tight with a now 5-3 basketball team that has looked impressive all season. So I think this is something that you take into practice next week and you try to build on. This was a great performance from St. Charles West. And I think, yeah, you build on it into next week, and Miley Jackson looks to be a serious scorer next to Nicastro.
Yeah, and I think that's words of wisdom right there for Francis Howell Central, as that is St. Charles West's next matchup on the 27th, and that's at St. Dominic. So Francis Howell Central, Miley Jackson, remember the name. She did a great job tonight. And it was kind of like a tag team effort there from Nicastro and Miley Jackson, but both played phenomenal tonight on offense and defense. But hopefully St. Charles West can bounce back from this loss against Francis Howell Central, and hopefully the Francis Howell North Knights can carry this winning momentum as they've won their last 3 games now.
Really?
And hopefully they can carry that against their game at Summit, which is also on the 27th. Well, that's all from us. We hope you guys enjoyed this live stream tonight. I mean, great basketball all around from both teams. It was a close one. 38-37. Couldn't have asked for a better game to go on break with. To the Francis Howell North students, I hope everybody enjoys their break. To all the parents of the Francis Howell North students, good luck. And to all of our viewers at home who might not be on break or who are working or in other states or anything like that, We hope you guys had a great time listening to this live stream, and we hope to see you in the future. Once again, I'm Parker Smith.
I'm Braeden Kettinger.
Signing off.